Hello, I'm Dave,
And I'm Carol.
and this is a podcast for English language learners all about British culture. And today's topic, do you know what today's topic is,
It's
Carol?
gift giving.
It's all about gift giving in the UK.
I love gifts.
You love getting them or receiving them? Wait, there's the same thing.
I know.
Giving or receiving?
I love giving them.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yeah, I like both, I would say.
Well, I like getting them as well, but I'm told that I'm quite good at giving gifts by some people that I know well.
Well, in that case, you are the perfect person for this podcast episode then. So, question number one is, why are cards such a big deal in Britain?
Do you know, I didn't know that cards were such a big deal in Britain. Where do you get this from?
I mean, other cultures, they don't send cards to each other.
Yeah, no, that's true, isn't it?
I mean, it's a birthday card, but think about it, someone's, something good's happened, something bad's happened, like you've got married, you've pretty much every occasion.
You've got a dog, got a baby.
Yeah, it's the dog's birthday. Maybe you stayed at someone's house. It is good to send a thank you card. I need to send a thank you card, actually. So this is very British.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about it like that because also we send loads of Christmas cards. I sent Christmas cards to people last year and I put in it, I'm not sending these this year. And yet I'm also feeling quite a lot of pressure to send them because it feels like, well, am I dead if I don't send them? That's the worst conclusion you can come to. Don't I care about them? So there are all sorts of messages that you get with a card, not just the ones written in them, but how important you are.
Christmas cards are a big deal.
They're a big deal. And it's like, normally you've left them till the last minute when the post has got to go out. You don't really want to write a long message in because your arm's aching because you've got 50 cards to write. And then, what do? You just write Happy Christmas, Love, Carol, which is totally meaningless.
But it's interesting. Like when I was living in Korea, for example, they do like birthday cards, but they don't. You go to a shop, you just can't find that many cards. There's not a big variety. Like in England, we love our cheeky cards, a little bit rude, a little bit funny, sometimes very rude.
Yeah, I think it's difficult. And it's biased a bit towards women. So if you go and look in a supermarket and there's loads of cards and there's loads to send to your mum, to your sister, to your daughter, there's less to send to the male relatives, I find. And when I want to send, so my brother-in-law and one of my nephews, I always want to send a funny card because they've got great sense of humour. And for older men in that category, so my nephew is nearly 50 and my brother-in-law's 70-something, it's really hard to find a good, funny card that isn't rude, so I don't want to be rude to them in terms of suggestive or whatever, but that's funny, and so I will look for them throughout the year to find one with the appropriate tone and that hits the spot,
Yeah. I mean, I've met, language learners, English language learners, who were shocked or surprised by the fact that we have shops that just sell cards. We have just card shops in Meadowhall, a shopping centre, like a department store. Here they have a large shop that just sells cards. Yeah. Wasn't there a shop around the corner called Cards? I don't think it's closed down. Or
No, well, the post office it was, and now that's just sells cards. And a few gifts. So it's the sort of place that people rush to buy a balloon for somebody's birthday and a card or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, cards. And growing up, my mum really instilled the importance of cards in me. She said, if you can't, for some reason, if you can't give a gift, you must send a card. And that's just always been, the thing. And
yeah, I mean, I think also that I've learnt over my life, because maybe of the influences that I've had, that putting a really personal message in is almost as good, sometimes better than a gift itself, because you're saying what you love about that person. And when I write Christmas cards to my nearest and dearest, my son and his partner Alice, I do say to them what I love about them. so I don't rely on a printed message to say it's personalized, and with my friends as well.
Would you say that Brits prefer writing feelings instead of saying them?
Yeah, I think maybe. I mean, sometimes people do neither. They just say, love David, or not even love David, from David. So there are, categories of politeness we're coming back to here. How do you sign off?
Or how close you want to be with them as well.
Yeah. What's your norm in that relationship? But yeah, I think sometimes it can be easier to write something down than to say it. And then you just write it and give it. And even if you were in the room, you wouldn't say it to somebody, you just let them read it.
I mean, also nowadays with AI, ChatGPT, Gemini, people are using it to write cards, which I don't really like.
It's not very personal.
It needs to stay personal, in my opinion. Are cards more for the giver or the receiver?
I don't know. I mean, I think I don't want to send a card that I don't like myself. So I spend quite a bit of time through the year. I will randomly pick up cards that I like. And I think probably people could open a card and think, oh, yeah, this one's from Carol, even before they've opened it, because it depends. If they've got lots of friends who've got arty interests like me, then they might not be able to distinguish my card. But if you're somebody who buys like a regular funny card, I'm probably most of the time not going to be sending one of those, or one that's about age or is rude in some way.
Do you feel pressure because you do have that card's from Carol, right? That's the thing.
I don't really. I mean, I don't think people are, but I think about it with my niece and nephew, because I think, I don't know, this maybe is like a bit of a, is it to this or to that? I don't know what it could be, too arty or whatever. But it's just my signature, isn't it? It's what I like to send. But equally, I will choose something for the person. So I've got to like it, and I've got to think that they might like it. And I almost never choose cards that have got loads of words inside, because I'll go for a simple message and I'll add my own.
Same. Yeah. It's just really interesting hearing you, because it just shows the importance of choosing the right card for the right person. And it also adds a touch of your character, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just, here's a happy birthday, here's a random card. No. There's so much meaning behind it. And I keep my cards, well, the ones I like. I do. I keep them in a box,
Yeah,
it's very hard to throw them away.
It is. I keep them probably for a year and then I chuck them out. But there are some, like big zero birthdays, or, I don't know, Mother's Day cards. I keep those.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. What's the strangest or funniest card you've ever seen, if you have seen one? It's a quite difficult question.
It is
just
hard.
No,
I don't know. I can't answer that one. What about you?
Strangest. Well, I've seen a lot of rude cards where they talk about things that but maybe that's the culture now, or people like that,
Yeah, I think there are cards that sort of try to shock, aren't there? And often there are cards that are rude about people's age. They're rude about drinking too much. So it's like, yeah, I suppose I might have been there in the past. It's not fit, doesn't fit what I want to do now.
I guess you want to be more genuine, sincere, and have a heartfelt message than a joke. Oh, look how old you are. Look how fat you are.
Because it's actually, I think we've moved away from some of those things, haven't we? It's like, why would I want to say to another woman, you look terrible or something? I don't want to do that, really.
No, there's a lot about drink as much as you want or something like this. Or I'm trying to think of a funny card that I remember, but
I mean, while you're doing that, it's like if you look in the card shops around here, there are certain things that you see on the front of cards. So you might see, a champagne glass or whatever, something bubbly and light. And I do get drawn to those for friends that I think, oh, they're good, they like having a nice time out with their girlfriends or with their family. So, celebrating, which is what the glass of champagne symbolizes, I might do that, but I wouldn't send one about being totally drunk. And so there's, it's kind of on a spectrum. It's like, and then in the past, my nephew's been very into football. So you'd buy him one with a football scene on the front. Then it gets to be harder, you've kind of done that. And what do you do? So, I often send pictures of, I don't know, beautiful places, which, I think might appeal, or I don't know.
I like wordplay. I usually try to find a card with quite funny wordplay, or I make my own cards, actually. So it's my wife's birthday recently, and I just wrote, it's a bit cheesy and not that funny, but I think I put, I love you so much with SEW because she likes knitting.
Yeah.
I love you so much. I couldn't stitch a better wife, or something like this, with a picture of like a ball of yarn painted on, something like that.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
wordplay.
wordplay, a bit playful.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's what we like to do for each other. Those kind of things. Yeah. This is an important question. I'm not sure I know the answer of this. Do you think younger generations will keep the card tradition alive?
I'm not sure that they will. I think with Christmas cards, I think I get a card from Harry and Alice. I don't think they send anywhere near the number of cards that I have been taught to send over the years. So I think that will die out with that generation. And in some ways, I suppose it's good for the trees, isn't it? But, you know, we're not sending so many cards. And there's, you know, you can get cards sent through Moonpig, for example, you know, so it does change it. And that's good because you can make your own cards and you can use photos in interesting ways. So I think it does change it. I don't know. I think it depends, again, what your family does.
I think people will probably send less cards for the kind of the holidays or celebrations that aren't that big anymore. And of course, Christmas cards. But the thing is, every household likes to put the Christmas cards, you know, along the wall on a string, you know.
Signs how many friends you've got.
Yeah, right?
Birthday cards.
Buy your own and sign them.
Yeah, so it would be unusual, wouldn't it, to not have many? But yeah, I don't know. I think it is changing, and I think people rarely send, I mean, unless you're religious, I wouldn't send a happy Easter card, for example, or Halloween or any of those other festivals. It would just be Christmas and birthdays for me. And also the other thing I've stopped doing is sending postcards from holidays. So I would, you know, up until maybe 10 years ago, go abroad and send cards to my mum, my grandmother, and so on. Don't do that anymore.
Although it is so nice to receive a postcard.
It is, yeah.
My wife's friend travels around and sends postcards quite often, and they also like send letters to each other, which I think is quite nice.
I think that's amazing. Yeah, I wish I hadn't thrown away all my love letters. There you go. Or any letters.
So let's talk about gifts now rather than cards. Do you think we downplay excitement when opening gifts? The question is, why do we downplay excitement when opening gifts? I'm not sure we do. But
I think it's always a bit of a tense moment, isn't it? For the giver, you think, I hope they like this, or I hope I haven't duplicated something they've already got. I hope I've pitched it right. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's the Goldilocks just right version. And then the other person is thinking, gosh, I hope I'm going to like this. How am I going to rearrange my face so I look happy with this?
But Carol, if you receive a gift, do you feel pressure to open it there and then?
I think it depends on the situation. So if I'm not seeing the person on their birthday or at Christmas, I might say, what do you want to do? Do you want to open it now or do you want to wait? And then they'll usually turn that question back at me and say, well, what would you like? And so sometimes I said, oh, I'd really love to see you open it, you know. But if you want to keep it...
Because that's part, because you like giving gifts. Yeah. So that's part, watching them open the gift is something that you enjoy. Yeah, no, it's just, I think if someone gives you a birthday present, you don't really have to open it there and then in England, do you? There's not an expectation, is there?
No, I think also if it's like a birthday and everybody's coming to see you, you can't possibly open all the gifts that people give you.
But some cultures, I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, but in China, when you receive a gift, you do have to open it there and then.
Right, yeah.
And then show gratitude. Rather than,
So typically in Britain that you wouldn't do that unless it's like, you know, if your mum comes to see me on my birthday and brings me a present, I will open it then.
But you also want to show gratitude, I think, or you know,
exactly.
You want it to be a shared experience.
Exactly.
I think.
Yeah.
Do we care more about the thought or the item itself?
I mean, I think It could be both. So we have that phrase, don't we? It's the thought that counts.
Yes, it's the thought that counts, a very popular and commonly used expression.
So that can be if you feel like somebody hasn't sent you a gift or whatever, and you kind of were. It's not about the gift, but it's the thought. You want to have been thought about. So I think that's the meaning of that phrase for me, that it's almost, it would be okay to not have a gift as long as somebody's thought about you. That's just as important as the gift, that they're holding you in mind, that they care in some way. So what was your question again? What's more important?
The thought or the item itself?
I think it's both, isn't it? It's like I want to give people something where it shows that I've understood what they like, that I've been listening to them through the year.
So that's the thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it is the thought at the end of the day, as long as the thought is genuine and,
And it gets harder, doesn't it? It's like if you've given lots of gifts to that person and you've run out of ideas, for example, or if you don't know them very well, then you've got to resort to a more universal present, like a bottle of wine or a bottle of fizz or a box of chocolates or some flowers.
We are going to talk about kind of safe gifts in the UK, why we give them and in what situations. But before we do that, is there such thing as being too generous in Britain? Like if someone gives you a gift that seems to be really expensive, is there a bit of like guilt there? Like, oh goodness, that means I will have to give them an expensive gift.
Yeah, I think it's awkwardness, isn't it? It's like, because there's an unspoken kind of etiquette about you don't go too expensive, because the feeling will be I've got to reciprocate, and my budget isn't as big as this appears to have been. Or you're kind of surprised because you think, I didn't think we really knew each other that well. So I wasn't expecting a gift of this kind. So in a way, getting the kind of type of gift right and the amount is quite subtle if you don't know people. I think it's easier if you do know people. Or you can say in your family, what's the budget for gifts this year? Or are we doing Secret Santa or something like that?
Yes, exactly. Have you ever felt awkward giving or receiving a gift?
I think it'd be unusual if you haven't. I mean, everybody's had a gift that is not quite right for them. The colour's wrong, or it's a bit too brash and bold or whatever.
Yeah.
And also that I've thought, oh gosh, this is quite an expensive gift. My gift doesn't match the degree of expenditure. So, and then you kind of have to, I've learned from other people who seem to be more comfortable with that. It's like that's their norm and that's what they give. And so it's not about how much they love you, it's just the reality of their life.
Yeah. Goodness me. Where are your I'd like to meet these friends of yours.
No, it's only happened on the odd occasion, David. Don't expect too much. No.
So my next question is, why do we love safe gifts so much? And by safe gifts, we mean, well, what do you think when we say safe gift?
I think things that you can't go wrong with, that you think, well, most people will like that and it'll be appreciated. And you don't always have to know exactly a lot about the person in order to probably get it right.
Right, like chocolate.
Chocolates, flowers.
Wine.
I mean, you can always refine that, because you don't know, do they like red wine? Do they like rosé, white?
Yeah, like I think you like dark chocolate.
I do.
Yeah, so if I were to buy you chocolate, I'd be like, okay, Carol likes dark chocolate. Let's get some nice dark chocolate. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's that people are going to feel appreciated and you haven't got it wrong. It's not too personal, it's not too expensive, but it's a recognition that you want to say thank you or Happy Christmas or something like that.
Right. Okay. Have you ever, this is interesting, have you ever misjudged a gift and regretted it?
I can't think. I mean, probably I have in the past, but I can't recall anything. I think I spend a lot of time thinking about it, and I don't these days. I mean, when my son was younger, and I had other young nephews and nieces, you give more gifts, and as people grow up, I've kind of said, oh, well, you're 18, let's stop doing that, So I don't actually have lots of gifts to buy. In some ways, that's a bit of a shame, kind of wish I mean, you can always buy gifts for people, can't you? But I do love choosing things for people, but I don't have the pressure of having a long list anymore.
I have to say something. I'll have to ask my mom if this is okay. But she gave someone a Christmas gift one year, which was like a kind of shampoo and shower gel set. But he was bald.
Oh, no.
So, gifting someone shampoo to a person with no hair.
Bit pointed.
It's a bit of a salt in the wound, so to speak. Yeah.
Because it could have been received as a bit of a joke or a bit insensitive. Yeah.
What's the most British gift you can think of?
Oh, gosh, tea maybe.
Yeah, tea, socks,
Socks.
a mug.
Yeah.
Although I only receive a few mugs in my time, but if someone gives me a mug for Christmas or a birthday, and it's a really nice mug, I cherish it. This is maybe a difficult one. How do we balance thoughtfulness with practicality when it comes to a gift?
I don't know, because I think you mentioned mugs. So Alice, my son's partner, asked for mugs for Christmas last year.
Oh, is that right?
And I just had pleasure buying beautiful mugs that I knew that she would like the style or pattern on, because I know her taste. So even though that's a daily item, it wasn't, I chose some really special mugs.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and mugs are important to people, aren't they? Everyone has their favorite mug. We drink a lot of tea, as you already probably know. So yeah. Oh, that's really nice. Right. Well, Carol, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, this is the end of this episode, but we will be making more in the future. And please let me know in the comments, what is the gift-giving tradition like in your country?
Yes. And I'm interested in, do you send cards in your country? Is it part of your tradition? And what happens? Are there special occasions that you do? Do you do it?
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.